I've been with Pramerica since the founding in 2003, and again, welcome to everybody. I invite Pooja to talk about that.
We believe that every child has the right to live, to learn, to play, and to grow to their full potential. And our vision is that every Indian child should be healthy, happy, and have a creative and happy childhood. And that you do so within a society that honors children. What are the big issues in India? We know that there are a lot of issues that children face. 40% of the world's child population lives in India. So we first of all are responsible as a country for today almost 50% of the world's children. Of those children, we have figures from government about what is the status of these children. 12.6 million children between 5 and 14 are today in child labor, in what is called hazardous child labor. The numbers of these children who are in other forms of child labor, like domestic labor, like agricultural labor, is far beyond that. So these young children work in quarries. They work in stone quarries. Instead of going to school, they get up in the morning, they go, they cut stone, and I'm sure all of you are familiar with that site in India, that it's taken for granted that children will work. Children have to work because they're poor. On an average, 75% girls in India are underage when they get married. These are the latest census figures. So it really tells us that till today, girls are a commodity that need to be gotten rid of somehow. That when they become underage mothers, they are anemic, they have underweight children, and what that further creates is one of the most alarming malnourishment situations in the entire world. So today, India has more malnourished children than the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. And these are, as I said, government figures. These are not figures that our work on the ground tells us that these figures actually may be much, much higher. I think we've pioneered the thought that Indians are resourceful, that Indians want to give, and that we can be philanthropists, and that we want to do, it's just that we may not know how to do. It may not be easy. So CRY, in a sense, when it started, did the simple thing of buy a car. It's the simplest possible way that you can create. And today we've created a model, unfortunately, a lot of competition for ourselves as well. We're a credible, independent, secular, non-violent, cross-secular voice, sectoral voice. We go across sectors, we work with government, we work against government, we work with people, we work with media, we work with every sector possible. Because we believe that as an organization, we need to be a mini India. We need to be a mini society. And every aspect of society gets represented. So we have people who would have done an MBA in marketing. We have software people. We have people coming in and giving us diverse sets of skills in order to ensure that what we do becomes credible, becomes accountable, becomes well managed, and is not just, I'll potter around, I'll do something, and something will happen. But I create impact that I believe can be measured. So this has really been possible due to the support of, we have 1.3 million individual donors. As I said, we more or less pioneered it in India, and about 200 corporates and 2,000 volunteers in India and overseas. What I leave you with is a story of one of our projects, which is a story that tells you how we work and why the change that we create tends to be more permanent than feeding a child a fish today.
I invite Mr. Bond to say a few words.
I'm delighted to be here amongst so many friends and supporters of CRY. I know that many of you have been supporting CRY for many years now with your time and lot of help. I think that's very, very creditable. CRY is a well-known name in India. It is synonymous with child protection and child welfare. And they've been doing this for the last 30 years. And I really admire their commitment and tenacity. As Pooja and Shefali has been very comprehensively have told you everything about CRY, so there is really no need for me to add to that, and I shall be brief. I don't want to keep you from your dinner. And this right-based approach is really the right approach. In 1989, the world leaders thought that they will look at this age group below 18 years of age, and they came out with this. They had this convention, which is referred to as CRC, which looked at the rights of children: civil, cultural, social, political, economic, every aspect. And they focused on the core issues that Pooja had mentioned, including the perspective of the child, to hear the child's viewpoint, the child's right to, of course, education, survival, life, etc., but also leisure, that the child needs to play also. These are rights, these are entitlement. But, there is a huge gap between what is right, what is entitlement, and actual making it happen, because the child obviously is not independent, it's in your care. So therefore, you have to protect that right, you have to make that happen. And I think organization like that, CRY, is making it happen. The government is doing a lot, the government is pumping in money, but India is huge. As you know, we say it all the time, the 300 million people are doing exceedingly well, 700 million are struggling. But the GDP is soaring, we are coming 67th out of 84 on the hunger index, etc. So these paradoxes exist in India. There's this invisible India. It can be the urban slums, it doesn't have to be a faraway tribal place or anything. And there you don't even have these unauthorized slums, for instance. They don't have any cards, anything. So there we have to make a difference, because they're not neither BPL, they're not entitled to any rights at all. So I think CRY has done, everybody in this room is convinced, I'm sure, that they have credibility, but the kind of work they're doing, there is also a sense of urgency, because you cannot tell a child tomorrow, her name is today. So I think while we are doing all this, there is a need to be quick about it, because as Pooja said, we have a huge number of children here who will grow up and become of a certain age. So I think we have to make sure that they are educated and looked after. Of course, it's a huge, big task when you think about the entire India, but I think what we are doing is at least better than what happened yesterday. So I think we just need to do that, and with your help, I'm sure it will be possible. And I thank you again for all the help you have given in the past, and hopefully you will continue with your help. And my association with CRY began about 20 years ago, and it has grown over the years. I really am very impressed with their work, and I really wish CRY all the best, and I hope you will go from strength to strength, and whatever help I can give you, I commit that I will do that.